you heard us reference, what does the rest of America think about all this? Well, impeachment is dominating the conversation here in Washington, but we have been wondering just how much voters beyond the Beltway care about the hearings on Capitol Hill. So we traveled to Kent County, Michigan. It's part of our year-long county-to-county project. We're following 5 key counties in 5 swing states that we believe will be the most competitive in 2020. And for us, Kent County is everything. So we traveled there, home to Grand Rapids. My colleague Dante Cini, here of NBC News and the Wall Street Journal, he sat down at a brewery vivant with 6 voters, all Republicans, most of whom voted for President Trump in 2016. We wanted to know whether they're following impeachment as closely as we are. Here's some of what we found.
I don't even care about it. It's just noise. Have you ever recorded a football game but found out the final score before you watched it? And you just don't even care. So you know what's going to happen. The House will vote articles of impeachment. The Senate will probably acquit. And so you know it's already baked in, so it's just not interesting.
I'm thinking it's a done deal with the House, and I agree that the Senate will overturn that or vote not to. We're not hearing people talk about it in my circle at all. I think everyone pretty much knows where everyone else stands, and they're just not interested. They don't have the time to try to follow it.
It is a complicated story. Do you think it's too complicated for people to follow? I mean, there's a lot of ins and outs. No? Pete?
I think it's fairly straightforward. I think a lot of people see it more as an infomercial politically. Mm-hmm. And it's very different than like looking back on the Nixon impeachment, which was really, really grave at the time and was by the vote very bipartisan. And this just seems like it really is political theater.
I still think it's merited to understand whether or not the president directed a quid pro quo with Ukraine and all the different things that are surrounding this investigation. It felt like for a minute, there was a split second leading up to the Sondland hearings where it felt like there was momentum, or maybe it wasn't a done deal. Maybe there was more to be uncovered, and then the second half of Sondland's testimony was completed and it felt like everything just stopped. We plateaued, and then it began to again feel like the game was already finished and we were watching a predetermined process that was going to be played for political gain on both sides.
I think we're looking at Republicans posturing themselves, the president tweeting, for example. I don't think those are accidents. I think with great purpose he tweets at 2 a.m. to drive the next morning news cycle.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't win a lot of style points.
No, but I think he knows how to play the social media political process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was saying earlier that through the holiday season, getting together with people, nobody's talking about it. I think people are just tired. They see it as a political hit. It is very partisan. And if it's not one thing, it's going to be another, it's going to be another, it's going to be another.
Does this have any effect on anybody's presidential vote in 2020, one way or the other?
I wouldn't think so, because we knew who Trump was when they voted for him. So it's already baked in.
So I don't think this is shaking the pillars of democracy such that it warrants impeachment. I think my vote is more affected by the current economics situation and balancing that against, frankly, Trump's personality, which is not the best.
I was going to say, for me, it's beyond Trump. Trump will come and go. Mm-hmm. Worst case scenario for some, right? 2024. And I still believe that the Republican answers are the answers to solve some of our country's problems. Social, economic, political policies. So I would, not necessarily I'm a Trump voter, but I think the Republican Party has the best set of answers.
Cindy, you have a term for how you describe your own politics now.
I'm a repulsed Republican.
Describe, what does that mean?
I very much believe in the Republican values, and we need a strong economy. We have to support our businesses. I'm pro-life. I believe in a strong military. I believe in all of that. I also believe that we can do better in how we're managing our money, that debt That debt is soaring, and to hear Mitch McConnell say that they will become the fiscal conservative party when they get a Democrat in the office tells me one thing, and it tells me we don't matter out here.
Did President Trump, I know where there's a difference of opinion on the table about whether it's impeachment worthy, did President Trump do anything wrong when you look at what
daily.
Is there anything in the impeachment court you look at and say these are the things he did with Ukraine, these things shouldn't have happened?
I would like clarification as to his question on the phone call. Was it referencing back to 2016 and asking for information from Ukraine, or was it referencing the upcoming election? And that's not clear to me. If it was back to 2016, that's not impeachable.
Right, I agree. And do we owe Ukraine money? Were we gifting Ukraine money? Were we lending Ukraine money? Who gives money without some kind of, I don't want to call it quid pro quo, but I mean some kind of, here, but hey, while I'm giving you this, I heard about a problem back then. Can you look into that? Is that unreasonable?
The problem with Trump is, has he earned the benefit of the doubt? I mean, he squandered it so often, it's unlikely that he's innocent.
Well, when you say wrong, I'm trying to, are you saying illegal? Are you saying inappropriate? Or
Impeachment is high crimes and misdemeanors, so
no.
it's very...
Based on the
right.
transcripts of that call, when I listened to them, I'm thinking, what are they so upset about?
Where do we go? What would you like to see happen with this?
I'm thinking an election might be nice.
You can watch our entire conversation, our county-to-county voter discussion, on our website, meetthepress.com. Hello from Washington, I'm Chuck Todd, and thanks for checking out the Meet the Press channel on YouTube. Click on the button down here to subscribe, and click over here to watch the latest interviews, highlights, and other digital exclusives.